Every day, people ask me about AI quantity takeoff tools, and I always have the same response. I refer them to the clock benchmark. It's an absolutely fascinating study that evaluates different large languages models' ability to read analog clocks, a task that is trivial for most people. Again, much simpler than trying to go through these drawings and measure how much ductwork you need. So the human baseline is 90.7% accuracy, which I guess is a little bit surprising that it's not 100%, but I'll be fair. The top AI models, and again, this has jumped massively in probably the last week with GPT 5.4 high. The top AI model scores 50% accuracy at reading simple analog clocks. Most of the recent models, like Claude Opus 4.6, score less than 10% at doing this. Gemini 3.1 Pro was previously the best, and what I've been using for analyzing construction drawings scores 32.2%. So I think this is absolutely fascinating that looking at clock faces like this is actually a very complicated task for AI models. So while these models are good at maths, reasoning, logic, language, they actually really struggle with simple visual tasks. And I think it's a really interesting benchmark because it shows us quite a difference in, I guess, looking at a drawing and being able to say, this is a construction drawing, or even this is an architectural layout of a building, versus being able to look at a precise section of the drawing, refer to a scale, and take a scaled measurement from a drawing. They're very different tasks. Again, intuitive for us, but because of the way these models process visual data, it's actually very difficult to get large language models to do tasks like this accurately. So is AI useless for quantity takeoffs? Well, not necessarily, but in this video, I'm going to really break it down into two parts. If you want to use a large language models like ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini to do a quantity takeoff, I'm going to talk about a workflow you can build to do this more accurately. And then the second part of this is I'm going to explain where I think it actually makes sense within a quantity takeoff workflow to use large language models. And there are quite a few AI tools out there for quantity takeoffs. I've seen probably several that are quite famous, but the pricing I have seen for these tools is astronomically high, and none of them claim to be 100% accurate. So if your goal is to take a set of drawings and to spit out a bill of quantities in your exact format, the best way to do this is to outsource the task to somebody in the Philippines. But the AI quantity takeoff software that I've seen are often way more expensive than using an outsourcing platform like Fiverr and Upwork, and they are less accurate. So that is your goal. I don't think AI is the tool for you, but as I'm going to talk about in part 2 of this video, I think there are some applications where it makes sense to use a large language model, particularly Google Gemini's model, to support you in a quantity takeoff process. Okay, so part 1, I'm going to talk about how to get the most out of tools like Gemini and ChatGPT to more accurately read drawings. And the model I'm going to be mainly speaking about is Google's Gemini because it has the best visual reasoning. So again, if you don't want to look, you can use the clock benchmark to do this, but there are some better visual reasoning benchmarks, but you can just Google them and make the judgment for yourself. But Gemini 3.1 Pro is overall the best at visual reasoning. I'm not 100% sure why GPT 5.4 is such an outlier on the clock benchmark, but if you're talking about overall visual reasoning, Gemini 3.1 Pro is broadly agreed is the best model. But to understand how AI processes a set of drawings, we need to understand what happens when we open a new chat on something like Claude and we upload a set of plans to it. So when we look at PDF data, there's really two layers to it. There is vector data. So vector data is the actual text the text on the drawings, the representation of these different lines, these symbols, that is encoded in a layer which is referred to as vector data. So vector data will tell the PDF processor, so for example, I'm using Bluebeam Review to do this, is to draw a box at these coordinates. So all these PDF drawings are broken up into coordinate systems, and that is how they basically process a big set of code, and that set of code will say, draw a set of drawings at this size with this dimensions, or do X, Y, Z. That is the vector data on the PDF. So what you can actually use AI what actually happens when these models process a set of drawings is they extract all this data, they look at that vector data, and in parallel, they convert these PDFs to images to help to understand them. But what happens is because these models can't process this whole image at once, what they do is they break these down into tiles. So they might take a set of drawings like this and it might get broken down into a couple of smaller images referred to as tiles. And each of these tiles will have an overlap like this. So this saves processing power for the large language model, and it also helps it to more accurately understand. So what happens is each time the model looks at the drawings, all it's doing is looking at a snapshot like this, and it will genuinely it'll generally compress it a little bit so you won't be getting the full pixels. So this is like an 8 megabyte PDF plan. The large language models, to be able to process it properly, will usually process it in less pixels than what you can look at it into a PDF reader. Okay, so to use AI to process drawings and eventually do construction quantity takeoffs, the first thing we need to decide on is the model we want to use. So again, if we go back to this visual benchmark, Gemini is the best model for visual accuracy. So Gemini is the model we want to do. And then basically we're going to build some features around Gemini to do this. So you can use Gemini within the chat interface like this, but realistically you can't customize it a ton. All you can pretty much do in the chat interface is upload your drawings, and you can give it some instructions, like you could prompt it specifically how you want to do your takeoff, but you can't really do much else on top of that within the chat. Okay, so instead of using Gemini through the chat interface, which again, we're limited by what we can do, we're gonna use Gemini through Google's anti-gravity, which is a coding environment, but it's just an app you download and you can basically run Google Gemini within. And instead of copying in context as you do it, you choose to open it as in a folder in your desktop. So what I've done is I've opened it in this example folder that has a set of construction drawings, and you got to see on the left-hand side the file explorer, which lists out all the folders and files within that folder. The actual use of anti-gravity is the exact same way you use Gemini. You just type instructions and run them, but the difference here is that Gemini can write code that it runs itself later on. So this is really powerful when we want to do a task like splitting a set of PDF documents into 40 individual files and then processing each one individually. That isn't a task you actually need AI to use. That is a task that you need code to run, and the code will split the PDFs. It's just a deterministic process. So it's much more efficient and it's much more effective to actually use AI to write code when you're setting it up, and then all you're doing is running that code. So what I have done is in this folder, utils, I have the code that I'm going to explain what this code does, but basically to write this code, all I've done is I prompt Gemini, please create code to split PDFs into individual drawings, or please write code to extract PDF data. And these coding agents are so good, they'll just do it for you. Okay, so the first thing I did again is I instructed Gemini that I'm building an agent that performs construction quantity takeoffs. The first thing I want you to do is to set up a Python script that splits PDF data. Now, the reason this is going to work much more effectively than sending all my PDF drawings at once to Gemini is that these models have a limited context window, so if they process each drawing by drawing, they'll be much more accurate than if they try to process 40 drawings at once. The next thing I did is when it extracts the vector data is I prompted it to create a script that increases the size of each tile on the PDF. So rather than decreases the physical size on the drawing, but increases the resolution. So instead of just breaking the drawing up into these big tiles like this with low resolution, I've instructed it to write a script that breaks it up into lots of high resolution tiles. So it's going to use more tokens to analyze this, but it's going to be able to do so more accurately. And then the next part of this is to write a script that actually extracts all of the vector data from the PDF. So extracts all of this layer of text and symbols and visual representations. The reason we want to do this is, I'll talk about this in a second when we're talking about designing the prompt, but where possible, if we're counting symbols on a drawing, for example, we're counting split system units, if we go to the layout plans and there is a split system that has a tag on it, CU5. Once it extracts the vector data from the PDF, there will be a whole series of CU5s referenced in this data. Because that vector data is effectively just a big blob of text, AI is going to be able to count the representations of CU5 very accurately. Then the final part of this is the actual workflow, which again, this is something I instructed AI on how I wanted it to do quantity takeoffs, but this is, I guess, the system prompt that is injected into each time I say perform a quantity takeoff, which has some description of what it's going to be doing. It's saying those utility scripts, it decides when to run them. So we're using AI to decide when to run those scripts. There's some principles, which basically says never to use AI vision when you can count tags or use the actual vector data. First, extract the primary quantities, then extract the secondary quantities, go through one drawing at a time, state your confidence level for every item it returns, and then the user verifies it. So this is then broken down into a workflow, which is step one, that it scans and suggests what items it should do a takeoff for. It's given a desired output format. And then there's step two, which is once it's decided what items it's going to perform a quantity takeoff for, then to go ahead and execute the plan. Then all I have to do to trigger this workflow, again, in the same folder, is I've just said you have access to a set of construction drawings. Please complete a quantity takeoff using my workflow. It is then going to read this workflow and then follow this plan. So the first thing it returned to me is the implementation plan with a recommendation of what quantities to record. Then it has gone through and actually done the quantity takeoff, and it has returned this bill of quantities from the drawings. I've already, in that set of systems instructions, it specified the output format we want and the structure of the output. And then it has gone ahead and given us our primary quantities. So it's counted AC 4 instances of AC1. Then it's given a secondary bill of quantities derived from these. Now, again, these tools, when you first use them, they're not going to be very good, but you just have to iterate and get it to improve it and explain what mistakes it's making and get it to go back and fix itself, which is really the power of this sort of stuff. So long story short, the reason you should use tools like anti-gravity for things like quantity takeoffs is because the AI, the Gemini 3 model we're using is the brain. The tools are then the hands that get allocated to execute the task. So it knows we want to do a quantity takeoff. It reads the workflow file. It says the first thing I need to do is review the drawings and understand what quantities it needs to extract. It needs to split the PDF documents to do this. It looks at each individual drawing, comes back with a plan of what quantities it's going to extract. Then it breaks the PDFs down further into the individual tiles once we agree on what it's going to extract, and then completes the workflow and then writes it to an Excel file with my full bill of quantities after. So the reason I'm so skeptical of AI quantity takeoff tools is because once you actually have a set of drawings, you've worked out what you're going to measure, the time it actually takes to go through and count light fittings, measure stuff, it just genuinely isn't that long. Like, this is me flying through and doing it now. I just don't think there's the opportunity for time saving that people really think there is. If it is a massive task for you, if it is something that takes a ton of time, then my recommendation would be to outsource it. I just think AI quantity takeoff tools don't offer the time savings or the benefits that people think they do. The only good thing about takeoff software like this is that once you actually, and again, you could build this into your workflow, but the good thing about takeoff software like this is that once you've actually measured the items, you can set up some really simple assemblies that derive all your secondary quantities. And again, there's no AI involved, there's no risk, it's just deterministic logic. Now, where I do think there is potentially a use case for tools like this is number one, conceptual estimating. So say you first get the set of bid documents and you want to create a high level order of magnitude price. So you're not too concerned if AI misses a quantity here or there, then I can see how running a workflow like this would save a lot of time in preparing that initial budget price. The second use case I see with tools like this is rather than getting it to do the actual detailed counts, you're using it to come up with the list of items you need to measure from your drawing. So often, one of the most time-consuming parts of a quantity takeoff is actually going through the drawings and working out what are all the different things I need to measure. Like, there's a ton of different light fittings on this. each drawing has different items, you can just use some simple strategy. And again, this could be quite good in anti-gravity, where you upload a set of construction plans and then it goes through and reads the plans and comes back with a list of items you need to measure. You could then import that in. You could even get it to set up the actual secondary assemblies based on some existing data you have, and then generate this list of assemblies that you import into your takeoff tool. Then once it's imported into your takeoff tool, all you're literally doing is going and doing the actual measurements, which, like, being honest, like, it just doesn't take that long. Then the final step in this process is you could use AI to actually cross-check your quantities. So say I measure my bill of quantities here. I give my outputs and the drawings to AI, and I get it to cross-check to see if I've made any errors. Again, we're not relying on AI, we're just using it as an error checking tool.